How's it going? I think I'm live. Doing a weekly review on these altcoins and Bitcoin, the big rush. So let's see how we do it. We are live, everything's working. That's cool. I got the chat open in another window, so let me know what's going on out there. Please follow me on Stimit. I'm at rustysmetals at Stimit. Trying to get exclusive over here so that I can get away from YouTube, posting at YouTube and getting nothing out of it. And it seems pretty marketable over here. Lots of other people are joining in lately. So please follow me. If you follow me, I'll follow you right back. If I miss you, just hit me up. Probably won't get all of you. But I look through here every day to follow who's followed me. So I think that's how it works. Anywho's, support me at Steemit, where creators get paid. Pretty awesome. Blockchain as social media. And I think 5 years from now, everyone's going to be like, what? Facebook? Who? Whatever. So yeah, it should get pretty big. Blockchain, and you can trade on altcoins. The Poloniex, you can trade Steem and Steem dollars. So it's pretty cool. I love it. It's a great concept. I think it's going to take off. It already has. So get on board while you can. And thanks for following me. So let's do a weekly review. Things got crazy over the weekend. Let's see if we can find that move on Bitcoin. Huge move. 1, 2, 3, 4th day had a little hiccup. 5th day put in a wick. So I'm thinking I'm going to get these tall wicks pointing up. And we're probably going to get a downturn back into 2000 somewhere. I'm still thinking 2000 is a huge resistance line. Just checking my feed, make sure everything's all right. I had some shoddy internet service lately, so I'll make sure this works before I go. Here's the weekly. So Sunday nights is when the candle changes on Poloniex. It's a 24/7 market. So Sunday night, we figured Arizona time. I'm in Arizona. Arizona time, 5 o'clock. Arizona time. Changes over the new candle. So this is the new candle for the week, and it's been going straight up last week. Just absolutely straight up. Look at the previous high break. Did not turn around once for the whole month. What day is today anyways? It looks like we've got 2 more weeks of trading left. I'm looking for some kind of a retracement. I mean, it's pretty much parabolic the whole month. So back to the weekly. Pretty much straight up as well. Previous high breaks at 1321. So could it come all the way back in to the previous pattern break? I don't see why not. Anything's possible. Daily. Look at all the volume. It's just crazy all weekend. 4-hour chart. Here's a little hiccup. A nice pullback today, but it's rebounded so far. Watch for those lower highs. It's a 4-hour chart. Watch for those lower highs and watch it to fall over. So some volume on the negative side came through. Bitcoin. Here's the hourly chart. So hourly's building. Boom, boom. Back into support, popped right back over. Closing above previous highs so far. Stay above previous highs all the way up. Take a ride. Use previous highs as your support on the way down. So far, lower high. It's got to take out this high to keep going. Maybe a double top, maybe a lower high. Maybe it breaks out, keeps going. Maybe it pops that double top, comes back into support, and then tries again. Got a lot of options up here, but still look for the turnaround one of these times, as it needs to consolidate somewhere. I got previous high break at 19. So let it come back into 19. Point is, it's got to retrace sometime. But just lately, it let out some gas and then kept going. So maybe it wants to keep trying. Now, on the monthly, we did put in a measured move, technical move. I have this drawn on my other chart, so I have to redraw it. So basically, took previous high breaks, take the low of the pattern, was just guesstimating, and then we do a measured move. So the measured move is in. All we can do now is go another measured move if it wants to keep going. I'm thinking it's going to hit 2,000, come back in. 16 was the median. So we had previous highs at 19. We had the 50% rule at 16. The emotional spot at 20. So right now it's still above 20. If it holds up here for more than a day, I'm thinking it's just going to keep going. But right now, I'm thinking, let it come back into support somewhere. It's got to come into support. Gather its legs, try again. Huge move though, right? It's awesome. So let's just take a gander at all these. I'm going to take a whip. I'm just going to whip through them real quick. Start from the top alphabetically. These are weekly charts. Looks like AMP came back into support. Popped at 34, came back into support. Let's see this thing double back and break out. Previous high breaks at 15. Boom, boom. Buy into support. Buy that break. Bam. ARDR. Some of these are out of whack. So if we use a different scale. I'm not sure about this, as it's got no points of reference, just like Bitcoin. All we can do is measured move after measured move. So let's just tie that in. Pattern breakdown here. Measured move, measured move. So what's it doing? It's inside the next the second measured move. What's it going to do? Break out or come back in? But quite a runner on that. I think we had a piece of that. I might still have some of it. BCN, big mover, big, giant mover. Just straight up on that weekly chart. We'll have to take a closer look and see what's going on here. As it gets higher and higher, the price swings get bigger and bigger. It's just awesome. The volatility is incredible. You make a lot of money on volatility stocks, the ups and downs. The price movement makes you money. When it goes sideways for 6 months, you're not making any money. So we caught the first break, came back into support, had a previous high break over the weekend, this 4-hour chart. Previous high break, just bam! Came all the way back into support. This was such a ride. Back. So anyways, this has been running for a while, and this is coming back into support. Looks like on the 4-hour chart, came back in, popped above, lower high. Came back in, lower high. Came back in, lower high. So I'm thinking it's going to, right now, 4-hour charts below the 8, which is my, at all costs, I want to be above the 8 for support. And right now it's been closing below the 8 for a good amount of time. So I'm thinking it's going to come back over. The previous high break was down in here, 13, 13.5, 15. So look for prices to come back into the previous high breaks. Pick that up on the support buys. It can certainly keep going. I'm not saying it can't. Hour chart, we got the double top there, came back, 2-bar pattern there, 2-bar pattern back. Bam, 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 bam. It's got higher lows throughout on the 60-minute chart. It's such a great mover. I'm considering just trading this and Doge, whatever it is, on a regular basis. Trade outside the pattern on an hour chart. 15-minute chart's got support. I got a triple top though. Watch that. Island reversal. And 5-minute chart, still triple top, coming back into support, still holding on a tether. Watch for BCN to come down. Long-term chart says it's weak. So back to the weeklies. That was an awesome run on that one. One thing to notice on BCN is it opened down on the weekly chart. That's the tall tail right there. It had a peak. Sunday night it opened a higher low and it came back in. Now it has to break that previous high break or it has to come back into support for the intraday moves I can handle, but the long-term chart says it's going to come back in or it has to break out. Stay above 50%, and it has. It bounced right off of 50%, so keep that in mind. But it did open a lower high coming back in, so I'm thinking it's going to come back in for the week. Watch it make the weekly lows, pick it up on a bounce. So let's keep moving here. BCY still on my watch list for a breakout, pattern breakout, long term. This weekly charts. I got a nice little pattern here. It almost broke down, recovered nicely. I'm watching this for a whipsaw now. Yeah, I can even up this line just a little bit better. Maybe not a whipsaw. Maybe it just wanted to come back into support, test support lines again, gather its legs, and try again. But watch a breakout on this one. It's a nice pattern break. Long-term pattern breaks are key. Weekly charts. Bella might be coming into support, but it looks pretty weak. I'd have to get a lot better support on this one. It needs to stay above previous highs. See how it broke below this previous high here? So it broke down support a little bit. Tried to break into previous lows here, got rejected. I'm thinking it's going to come down into support. A lot of these got knocked down pretty hard. As Bitcoin went up, altcoins came down. It's a high-level consolidation on BLK. Nice little runner last week. Had a pop. Look at the double top. Let it come back in. It's holding the 8 pretty well. High-level consolidation. Get above previous highs for a break. Otherwise, buy into support, buy into support, buy into support. Watch those breaks. We are working with a double top, though, so watch out below. Previous low breaks back into support. Excuse me for 1 second as I see a danger ahead. Hang on 1 sec. Hang on. Got some problems here. All right, so high level consolidation there. BTCD, the dark coin. Dark coin popped, came back into support. Watch previous highs, stay above previous highs for support. It's dangling support right now on the weekly chart, previous highs. So let it gather its legs and try again. Nice little pop last week. Bitcoin, we already covered. I didn't realize this before, but I got Bitcoin Tether. I don't know what the Tether is, but it's on Poloniex. This is the index for Poloniex. So watching that, comparing the two, I don't know the difference, but you can see the price difference though. 2105 and then 2142. So there's a big price difference. Over the weekend, there was a big difference in chart pattern too. So we're kind of confusing. I'm not sure what it all has to do with each other yet. So maybe someone can comment on that. BTM, looking for a flat top break for the weekly chart. Broke over the 34, came back into support, had a tiny little pop so far, but got rejected, came back into support. So what do we got? A support buy here. Support buy. Watch the previous high breaks, take a ride. Looks like BTS is coming back in. Weekly charts, these all ran pretty nicely. Can't run forever though, so let them come back in, buy into support, look for those previous high breaks. I got support at 3.1 on Burst. Nice, Burst had a nice pop. Weekly charts. Clam, still back and forth. It's been running back and forth. Runs, comes back in, runs, comes back in. Look at that. Wait, it's just a consolidation above the 34 and averages. Look at all the volume coming in. This could be a nice breakout for Clam if you're watching. Let's say 3.8 and above. 3.6, use 3.6 as support, 3.8 support. Ride it on up, use 5 or 4.5, 4.5, and then 5. Dash. I'm going to change my lines up a little bit. Actually, I'll just take that all out. So we had a pop and dash, came back into support at lower high, came back into support, lower high. It's gotta have some gusto. Get above previous highs for support. Nice flat top break coming across that 8. Let's call it 6.9 and above, 7.0. Thing is, on 8, I got previous lows, so watch that resistance coming in right away. Pop 6, get into 8, and then back and forth, and then pop, take out this next high. DCR had a nice pop, but it looks like it's coming back in. Closing below the 8 on the weekly chart. Popped, came back, lower high, higher. A nice pop. Maybe that was just a exhaustion move, so it's going to come back in or something. Look for previous low breaks. Previous low breaks come in. You got previous high, all the way back in. All these ones that have been running, I would stay away from until they settle in. Here's another one. DGB ran hard. Held 50% of the rule though. Bounced off to 50% of the previous candle on today's lows. So it bounced pretty nicely, but it's got to take out that top. These are amazing little runners. And we had a previous high break there. It just took off. I mean, just out of nowhere, really. Pretty nice. Here's another runner, DOGE. I'm considering just trading this the rest of my life because it's so much fun. Broke out. Was it late Friday? Ran all Saturday. Came back into previous lows, picked it up on a scoop. And so far we're bouncing nicely. We just need to keep going. I need a continuation pattern somehow. Right now it's being rejected on the intradays. So EMC squared, previous high break, ran last week, came back into support. Now it's ready to again. Watch those previous high breaks, buy into support. Looks like Ethereum had a pop, came back into support. Made a double bottom. Is that my average? What is that? It's not my line, is it? I guess that's the 8 right there. That's pretty weird. So it looks like Ethereum's doing a little U shape over the 8 into support. Watch the previous high breaks, buy into support. Watch those previous high breaks, as this one could be a weekly chart breakout this week. Wouldn't that be nice? Look at this thing. Watch the previous high breaks. Looks like it broke into resistance, the previous highs, came back into support. Now it's making that sharp little U. Sharp little U. Watch the previous high breaks on that daily chart. Nice. Ethereum. Oh, this is Ethereum Classic, excuse me. So that one's on the watch list. Hasn't broken out yet. Those are the ones. ETH, here we go. This is the one I thought I was talking about. So Ethereum broke previous highs, right? Broke out, came back into support, and has been consolidating slowly but surely. Just take previous high breaks and keep taking a ride. Use previous highs as your support. It's a nice little chart. It's on an upward trajectory. Nice little pattern break. Nice little pattern break. Let's just keep following that on the way up. Still looks bullish. Didn't get out of hand. The averages are right there. It didn't get too far away from its averages on that weekly chart. It's been moving. It's moving slight, but it's been moving up this whole time. Maybe get some kind of a spike on this. Maybe, I don't know. EXP. This is on my weekly chart breakout list. It had a breakout here recently. So now we have an opposing point. So trade outside the pattern. Looks like it's coming back into support. I've been waiting for this to turn around. It looks like we almost had it the other day, but still trying, especially with Bitcoin going to 2,200. I think all these altcoins are having a hard time. So nice volume. Always watch volume on these things. It's just crazy. I'm looking for previous high breaks. So I had support on previous high over here. So it broke out, came back into support. So we got support on EXP. Just got to how to make a turn. Watch those previous high breaks. Let's see. FCT. This one hasn't broken out yet either. It's building, building, building. It's had a little push, came back into support. Now it's coming back. Try again. Watch the previous high breaks on this. This is a long-term chart breakout. FCT. It looks like 8 and above would be the blue sky. Looks like 7 and above would be intermediate. And a nice little breakout from 7, breaking 8. Watch 8, and then the measured move. So let's just take this top candle and just go to the bottom of the pattern. Take it to the top. So measured move. Watch for this previous high breaks. It looks like a good one. Look at the volume coming in. Nice, consistent, all green. Looks nice. Watch the previous high breaks on the long-term charts. Weekly review. Caught this one on a nice break last week. Was it last week? The week prior? I don't know. It's running together so fast. But we had a previous high break on this. Ran up, came back in, bought it again. Now it's coming back in one more time. I got 3-bar pattern though up here, tri-tips. So this might come down for extended time to consolidate. It's got to take out those highs and keep running. Let's just do a little cheat. See if the measured move came in. Pretty close. It's not an exact science, but it's pretty damn close. Looks like the measured move is in. Maybe look for some consolidation in this area, and then watch for previous high breaks and take a ride. Easy peasy. Flow, nice runner. But let them settle in. Once they get out of control, they need to catch up to their averages. So they're either going to go sideways or they're going to come back in. This one looks like it wants to go sideways, holding its own. Nice pop on flow. I would stay away until it comes back in or breaks previous highs. Game, looks like that wants to run again. Boom. The previous high breaks. Boom. Came back into support. This one, you got no previous game credits. I don't even know what these things do. Sounds like fun though. Just took a previous high break. Took that ride. Daily charts, too hard to tell. Looks like a little top heavy though. Looks like it might take a run for the top there on the 4-hour. Could be a continuation this week. Watch for previous high breaks. Take a ride. The previous weekly chart candle is at 168. So take previous highs and take it. Otherwise, wait for it to come back into support where previous highs are. Let it come back into support, buy that support, or buy that break. Otherwise, you're buying in the range, and you really got to know what you're doing if you're going to do that. Gino, the new fresh behind the ears, wet behind the ears. Let's see, I got to get a log scale on this. Oh, I don't think I can get a weekly chart on this anyways. Let's do a 4-hour chart. This was a new issue. It's a 4-hour chart. It looks like it's coming back into support, closing below the 8. Let's take care of all these lines not needed. All my crap. Looks like it's going to come back into support. I got a 2-bar pattern reversal plus almost a confirmation, but it did come back into previous highs and bounce. So look for any kind of reversal, previous high breaks, and then take a ride. Could reverse. Looks like it's been running pretty good though. Previous high break right here, busted out, came back in, been riding ever since. No. GNT 4-hour chart, that looks a little bullish. Let's see how that weekly chart looks. Look at that, GNT on the list. GNT. Weekly chart breakout coming. Looks like that 4-hour chart's priming. Look at that. Hit resistance, came back into support, consolidate, 4 hours each candle, boom, 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 boom. Broke previous highs just recently, last 4 hours. Take a ride. Either, well, let it come back into support or take previous highs and take a ride on this one. GNT, second one on the list. Gold's bullish. Looks like GRC had a pop, came back into support. Looks like it's holding previous high support so far. Watch this for a reversal. Either buy into support, previous highs here, or take the previous highs here and take a ride. Let's see how we're doing here. Come on, internet. Don't shut me down. Don't shut me down. I'm doing good so far. Looks like I got a 2-bar reversal here. Came all the way back in. Looks like we're working a bearish retracement here. Look for previous low breaks coming back into support. GRC looks like it needs a little help. Looks like it needs to come back into support. Let's keep it moving. Keep it moving. I got 2-bar pattern on HUC. Reversal on the downside, but it's holding support on the upside as well. So that might be the break. Come back into support. Bullish retracement. Support's got to hold. That looks promising. Look for previous high breaks on HUC. Nice inverted hammer here. Not a perfect, but you can see how it pops and comes all the way back in. Those are the candles, the volatility candles you want to watch for. So take previous high breaks on HUC and just take a ride. Use previous highs as your support. Weekly charts, HUC, JNUG. LBC came across that 34, came back in, nice inverted hammer over support. Look for previous high breaks on LBC. This should be a runner anytime. Nice inverted hammer, previous high breaks, take that hammer out on the upside. Look for previous lows as you're after the break. You got previous lows for resistance, so watch for that right away. But if it breaks into those previous lows, it's liable to ride up that range into, looks like 5. It's at 1. That could be a nice runner. Weekly charts, LSK. Still waiting for LSK to take a ride after the consolidation above the 34. Popped above, came back in, popped, came back in. Look for the previous high breaks on LSK. LTC, a Litecoin, caught that bottom on this. Nice weekly breakout across the 34. Let it come back into support. Don't know if it's ready yet to turn around. MAID, another made in heaven pattern. Watch for the previous high breaks on this to the upside, breaking a long-term chart pattern. MAID. Not broke out and then is consolidated above the 34 for 1, 2, 3, 4 a month. Once this consolidation is over, expect a nice little run at an NAUT. So watch for those previous high breaks on the way up. NAV, look for previous high breaks, otherwise buy into support. This one already broke out last week, and this one's in a high level consolidation after the break. You can see that break there. So it broke out, came back into support. Right now it's consolidating sideways. Watch the previous high breaks or buy it into support, sell it resistance, buy into support, sell into resistance. And wait for that break. Buy the break. Neos, been waiting for Neos to run. It's still trying to get over that previous high with some gusto. There's a nice volume coming in, consistent, but lately it it's been kind of slow. So take previous high breaks on Neos and take a ride. Stay above the 8 all the way up. It's trying to break that long-term high, which is an even number 10. So it's above 10 right now. It's just consolidating. Watch for any movement on the upside on Neos. NMC, this is another breakout. Watching closely. Trying to get above that balance point, trying to consolidate above and then run on. Nice pop into resistance, came back in. A nice little runner. Look for previous high breaks. Note ran last week. It's coming back in now. It's so far for the week, it's forming a hanging man. So let it come back into support. Looks a little weak. Also, always watch for the previous high breaks on these long-term charts. Looks like 3.5 and above, 3.6. And then I got previous high at 4.1, 4.7, and then the ultimate blue sky breakout, 7 and above. Looks like NXC's got some kind of weekly pennant. I wouldn't call it a pennant, but it's got a price pattern we need to break outside of. So break outside that pattern on the upside. Be nice little mover on NXC. Look at the volume. Get a nice volume breakout when you go across breakout points. NXT had a nice break. May need to come back into support. It got overextended from its averages. Omni, still trying. It had a nice little pop above resistance, coming back into support now. This could happen all week, but just pay attention to the previous high breaks as the long-term chart says it will be a nice one. Previous highs. Take that out. Be a nice little breakout on Omni on the watch list. PASC, it's got a nice little tight pattern. PASC, Pascal. Nice little pattern. Still waiting for a break. Let's take this previous low right here, that previous high right there. Look at that tight little pattern. Waiting for this, almost broke. Almost. So watch for PASC, hasn't broken yet. Pink Had a nice run, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, popped, and then came back in. So it looks like it's just gathering its legs to try again. I got support there, previous high breaks there. Could be a nice little runner. It's consolidating nicely. Break outside that pattern. POT, little pot. So this popped, came back in, made a lower high, now it's coming back in. So it looks like a cup and handle. Watch the handle break. Probably see that cup and handle a little bit better on the daily charts. Oh, come on. Get out of here. I do have a lower high, but I have higher lows all the way up. Let's trade outside the pattern. 2-bar pattern, this looks like it wants to come back in. It's already broken the 8 PPC, double topped, 2-bar pattern. Broke 50% rule on the previous candle. That's bearish. Momentum is lost after 50% breakdown of the previous candle. So there you go. It's been breaking down. Let it come back in. Let it gather its legs and go again. Ran pretty nicely over that 34. Let it come back into the 34 for a bullish retracement on the long-term chart. RADS. It's radium rads, I guess. I don't know. So we had a previous pattern break. That was a pretty nice break. Came back in. Previous break again. Came back in. So we had a consolidation, broke again, came back in. It's at support. Support's got to hold or it's going to come all the way back in. Because once it breaks down previous highs, it's likely to ride the range back in. So let that one consolidate. Look for previous high breaks on RADS. REP. Another long-term chart breakout possible here soon. Here's the previous low over here, resistance. Broke in the previous lows, broke those previous lows, came back into the pattern. Now it's trying to break outside the pattern again. 1 time, 2 times, 3rd time's a charm. Watch that 3rd time across that resistance. And you got resistance on the top side too, but let's get above or break into previous lows. Let's break into previous lows. Looks like it's moving right now. Huh. Let's take a look. Nice. Above the 15-minute chart, above the 34, back into support, previous high breaks. Came back into supports, trying again. Take out 10. Looks like it's building pretty nicely. REP's on that list. Looks good. REP. RIC broke, came back into support. So it broke previous highs, previous high break. Looks like I got a bunch of lines in there. A lot of it's just crap. But long-term charts, RIC, look at the volume coming on that right part of the patterns. Let's see. Let's take this previous low and match those previous. So we had a pattern break. Boom, came back into support. Gathering its legs, try again. RICs on the list for bullishness. SPD, put this on the sharp short leash because I am expecting this to break out. Look, this is so insane, these things. Look at the volatility. That's the volatility move. Something's going to happen here soon. Something is going to happen, and I'm guessing it's going to be on the upside, even though we have a throwback right now, higher low. We have a pattern. Trade outside this pattern. It's getting really tight in here. It's like a corkscrew ready to pop. Pop! Got to get it going. SBD, Steam dollars. It's on the short list. Should be on the top of the list for watch like a hawk. Now, you know, when things get like crazy, I step away. Unless something crazy happens and it comes all the way back in a short step, then I'll buy it. But when it breaks out and then it does one of these things, I just kind of step away until it breaks previous highs or comes all the way back in. If it comes all the way back in, I'll take a bite. If it takes previous high breaks, I'll take a bite. But right now, it's in the range. It opened the new week lower high. It made a weekly low, held 50%, so that's good. But is it likely to take another ride up? I'm just not sure about that. Not yet. It needs to gather its legs, consolidate. Hell of a move. I mean, come on. What else do you want? Previous high breaks, 178, ran all the way to 6 times. That's 600. That's it moved at 6 times. That's a pretty badass move. Let it rest. Let it consolidate. And I only had a little bite of that. And, a lot of these you can't. Wish I had $1 million. I would have caught them all. Silver's bullish. SJCX had a nice little move, building nicely. So it's just a real smooth criminal. Let's just trade outside that pattern. Take previous high breaks for support. Previous highs. It's almost there. Broke out, came back in. Is that an inverted hammer? Oh, it's not perfect, but look how it popped, came back into support. Higher low so far. Holding support so far. Popped, came back all the way back into support. That's where I like to take a bite. Pretty nice. I didn't see that. Nice volume on that break. Came all the way back into support. This one's on the list for breakout watch. Steam. Look at the volume on Steam. I'm just steady climber. It's pretty badass. Weekly chart's a little new, so the averages are all screwed up, but you can see that 34 pretty clearly. That pop over the 34, made a spike high, came all the way back into support, take a bite, and then rode it all the way back up. Looks like it's just consolidating now. Look for bigger moves on Steam. Looks like the social media platforms just got a boost of membership too. Everyone's talking about Steam lately. Blockchain social media. Follow me on Steam, by the way. Be nice. Nice upward channel. I don't know where this is going to go. There's no reference point. Take previous highs, take a chance. Otherwise, buy into support and ride it on up. STR, nice mover, just going sideways now. Sideways is good. Had a previous high, long-term chart pattern break. And it looks like it's trying to get over the 3 spot. Use 3, this previous high. Looks like 3-3 actually. Just call it 3. Stay above 3 at all costs. Where are we at now? 2.5. So watch for a little burst of energy across 3, hold 3. Looks like it's got higher lows. Let the averages catch up to it. Go sideways for a minute. Take the previous high break. Easy peasy. Can't miss those weekly chart breaks. SYS looks like Syscoin. It's just trying to break previous highs, stay above previous highs. Had a previous high break, boom. I think I caught that. And back into support, previous high breaks. Looks like it's on the up and up. Look at the 8. Follow that 8 all the way up. That's my support. Let's see. I don't know. Looks like it's just on the up and up channel. Same as strat. Buying to support, selling resistance. Buying to support, selling resistance. Buying to support, selling resistance. I knew people that would trade one stock and make tons of money on the one stock. Just knew it very well. Up, down, up, down, up, down. You know the pattern. Trade outside the pattern. VIA, looks like we had a previous high break into resistance, back into support. It's consolidating right now between resistance and support. Let's see where that is. There we are, previous lows. So it broke into previous lows here, hit the other side of the previous lows there, and now it's consolidating back and forth until it finds enough leg to make a pop. And look at the volume. I mean, how long is that going to take? VIAs on the list. VRC, it's been on my list for a while. It's been coming across at 34. I don't know if it's going to have to come back in yet, but always watch these nice charts build, and then break previous highs for the long-term chart breakouts. And I'm going to say previous lows at 14. Lots of resistance on the way up, so that, you know, let it build. Catch a perfect buy at support as the bullish retracement will come in sooner or later. BTC coming to the end. I can't believe it. Look at that. Look at the movement on this. I mean, back and forth, build, pop, back, pop. I don't know. Could it pop this week? I got previous lows over here. See where the top is? 3.0. Buy into support or grab that 3.0 pop. Be nice. BTC. Just the ones that have run like really hard, I like to stay away from. Let them consolidate for a while. Some of them I miss on a continuation patterns, but you know what? Take a chance on a lot of things, and trying to trade in the range on long-term chart breakouts, it's probably not a good idea. Looks like XBC, back and forth. Look for a 5 top break. It's at support though. Looks like 411 is a good stay above 411. 5. It's consolidating sideways. That's good. Let it come back in if it needs to. Buy the support buy. Got to catch them all, yeah. You sure do. Huh. Hells yeah. So XCP on the list. It's on the list. Broke across at 34. Came back into support. Tried to crack the whip again. Looks like it's coming back in. Hold support. Hold support. Buy into support. You have to. Watch the previous high breaks at 6. Take a ride. XCM. Nice previous high break. Just wham. Right? I don't know what this is over here. Obviously, it didn't matter too much. It did come into a high here, broke that, and came back into support. So I guess it did matter quite a bit. It broke it once, came back into support. Right now on XCM, I would step away as it's got a double top. It's got to take out that double top, and look where the momentum's going. It's going back into support. Look how far away it is from its average. That's the price elasticity. It's stretched beyond belief and has to come back into support. So let it rest, gather its legs, see if we can try again later on. Look at that mess. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Ultimately on this one, we have a pattern and we want to trade outside the pattern. Buy into support, buy the break. Sell resistance, buy the break. So there's our pattern. Came busting in, made a high. Came back in, made an opposing point. We had a chart pattern there, right? We had a chart pattern there. Made a high, made an opposing point, and then we have a pattern. It came back into the pattern, tried to break down, and then whoop, whipsawed its ass all the way back up. So then we have a lower high, a new lower high. So now we got a new chart. So into the new high, back into support, made a lower high here. So we need 2 points of reference for a chart pattern. So here we have another chart pattern, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Couldn't take weeks, could take next week. Who knows? The weekly charts. So keep a watch on that. We have a nice little pattern break on XMR. XPM. Look at the volume on that back end over here. Pretty nice. So broke across, came back in. Bam, 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 bam. Look for previous high breaks. Buy the support line. Make sure support holds. Otherwise, let it come back in if it has to. That'd be a pretty nice drop, though, if it did. 10 points at least. Looks like XPM on the weekly charts is coming back into support for a weekly low. Let's see what happens by the end of the week. XRP. See the big pop? Previous high break, pop. Now it's coming back in. The new week opened below. It's got a lot of work to do to keep on going. Let it come back in, let it settle. Catch its legs, try again. XRP, looks like it's coming back into support. Nice run. XVC came across, came back in. That's a nice inverted hammer, not perfect, but it's still inverted. And then pop again, came back into support again. And then pop again, came back into support again. XVC is building, consolidating above the 34. Watch support as it has to hold, as things do fall over. But look at the volume. Support. I like it. I think it's on the break side. XVC is on the list. Z, I missed this one because look, I mean, some of these charts I have to work at it. I have to, I have to get it into focus. Sometimes I just pass it up, but you kind of don't want to do that because you get these little breakouts that just look awesome. Okay, so we had a previous high break, and it's coming back into support. Let's see if we have a support buy coming in. Wait. Where was that support buy? 9.4. Let's see if we can have a 9.4 support buy. Look at that little U coming in. 9.4. We got the 8 at 8.2. Needs to consolidate. Look for that higher low and then come back in. It's a very high level consolidation. I guess it could just keep on going. But let it rest. Come back in. Where's that 9.4 at? It's already hit 9.4. It already came into support. Sorry, you missed it. It already came into support on the weekly chart. I got a double bottom showing. I got a whipsaw out of that double bottom. Look for previous high breaks. Keep the previous highs as your support on the way up. Looks like it could just very well just keep going. Watch those continuations. Very nice. It's starting off very well. It's a nice U consolidation, real quick. Watch those quick consolidation patterns. So I think that's it. We made it through. Where's Bitcoin? Looks like we're still in there on Bitcoin. Anywho's, oh, you caught. Looks like Jasper caught at 9. You really did. You bought the support. Good job. That's how I teach them. Buy those support lines. Let it break out. Come back into support. Buy the support. It's awesome. That's how you do it. Sell in resistance. Follow me on Steemit. I don't know what the hell it is. Blockchain, social media. rustysmetals. Thanks for watching. I think I got 1 visitor. I got 2 viewers. All right. 2's better than 1. I could be all alone, I guess. All right, so let me know what's going on out there. Please share, comment, and like, and re-steam these things over on Steemit. I guess that's how you really do it. You re-steam it. You reshare it with everybody. So thanks again. Follow me on the channel as well. I'm going to do live videos, trying to get around to doing it consistently. Just got too much going on, trying to consolidate what I'm doing out there so that I can do this more. So follow me, keep updated, and I'll see you.